Hello and welcome everyone to another episode of Champions of Inspiration. Well, it, it is properly titled today because the gentleman that'll be joining us, he's a hypnotist. He's a trainer that's been training in the industry for years and years and years. He's the founder of Mind Motion Academy. Just a legend. Jim Lutes, thanks for joining us on Champions of Inspiration.
Mr. Scott Schilling in the house, one of my favorite cities, from San Diego all the way to Dallas. Great to have you interview me, man, and just an honor to be part of the show.
Well, really exciting because I thank you for the opportunity to join you and your project, the Mind Motion Academy. And I know there are a lot of very highly qualified and tremendous trainers and coaches and people that you've brought together. But let's go back. What created the desire to create the Mind Motion Academy, just to even start out with?
Yeah, that's a great question. As not unlike yourself, my career has been scaled mostly on seminars, large, medium, and large, and masterminds, the in-person, offline type thing. And then when COVID hit, I wanted to take enough time. I was still doing some other things in another couple companies that I have, but rather than just pivot over into private client acquisition, I decided, why don't I take this time and set something up that, by evidence, will allow people to access your phenomenal knowledge amongst other instructors from around the globe that they can access on demand right through their computer. Because even without a pandemic, the challenge is there may be somebody that is just introverted. They just sit there and maybe they're not, they're depressed, or maybe they're unsure about their future. So how do we get to those people? They're not going to one of your events or my events. So
Right.
how do we take your knowledge, other people's knowledge, and really disseminate it into an on-call, on-demand type platform? So that's what spawned it. It actually was penetrating the cocoon.
No, I love that idea. And again, same thing. I'll never forget March 1st, 2020, being on the road, just finishing up a training in Colorado Springs, getting the phone call that said, "Oh, by the way, we're not doing this anymore. Once you get home, you're home." And you go, "What?" There went the training business, the coaching business, a lot of different. So I appreciate the opportunity to participate in the Mind Motion Academy. How many, and I know it's going to continue to grow over time, but how many instructors, trainers, coaches, and folks are involved at this point?
Yeah, well, again, testament to you and the other fine people that bought into something that didn't exist at that point. And so, the hat of a visionary, rests on their head. It was, conceptual at that point. We have 40 engaged, 40 instructors from around the globe. That will scale as we grow. We're not looking to put anybody in there. We want people of, subsequent talent like yourself. And then I brought on a media team. I brought on an international media streaming team, a development team, an SEO team. So I'm blessed to, I don't know what I don't know. So I prefer to defer to people that know what they know and not try to wear all the hats. And so I do what I do. And boy, we have a team that, as you've seen, that's produced some incredible, assets online. And the one differentiator here, if I may, is that there's other platforms out there. There's other seminars out there. There's other guitars, tennis shoes, and cowboy hats. And so there's lots of different things out there. The functionality I want to differentiate with is this is a living, breathing platform. In other words, it has its static assets, but then you will be doing live events that we will restream through all social media conduits, from TikTok to Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn. So we have the ability to stream live into the worldwide audience and then pull them back into the other assets that are in the platform. So somebody told me the other day, and honestly, I don't remember their name, but I won't take credit for it. They said this is something that merges what is it? What's the masterclass with Netflix? Because they can pick their genre just like you do on Netflix and kind of listen to the material that's pertinent to what they want.
Yeah, I think it's an excellent opportunity. That's why I'm, again, honored that you reached out to me, that I have classes on there already. We'll be continuing to add classes. I was working with Michael today, just excellent support in the entire thing, to add a couple more classes, quite frankly, to get them pulled up, as we get ready to launch this. So there's a variety of different things. There's a membership available here. And with that, you gain access to us as trainers. Like I said, I've got content in there already that is available as part of the membership, correct?
Correct. Yeah. So it's a couple different things. Is we have the membership price point set at $15.99, and the reason I came up with that, or the reason I put that price point in there is with your knowledge, or just think of the major categories: relationships, leadership, finances, health, emotions. So when you look at the major categories out there, I figured that when they come in for $15.99 a month, which they pay for, I don't know, in San Diego, a margarita probably. But when,
Yeah,
when, they,
for
come
sure.
in, when they come in for $15.99 a month, then if they just get one tidbit that helps them with their relationship, just one tidbit a month that helps them with their leadership skills or their finances or their emotions or their health, that's a no-brainer. That's an equitable exchange for value. So I didn't want to price it too high. And so that's a subscription monthly model. And then the model is, so they're going to subscribe. They're going to listen to Scott Schilling's program, which is included in that subscription. Now they're going to resonate with what you're doing and get more of a know, like, feel, rapport building. Okay, I like this guy. Here's my bite of the apple. And then your more robust programs or events are on the premium section that now they can say, I want more of what this guy has. And they can just pivot over there and there's your other events. Or, say you do a seminar in Dallas, we'll put it up there. And when it's over, we'll pull it back down. So it's a dynamic platform.
Yeah, I love that part of it. The fact that it's dynamic, the fact that we can add things. If all of a sudden a project comes up or a live stream comes up, we can utilize the platform to get it to members and to get it to, those that might see it. I think any and all of that is so valuable these days, because in fact, so many people are, they're seeking, they're searching, right? They don't know what to do. Their life has been upended, by the pandemic, just as well as this industry has. So I love the fact that there's a repository here at such a cost-effective number to be able to access so much expertise.
Yeah, as you know, in the world of humans, people, unfortunately, I guess there's a good aspect to it, but they become jaded and guarded and, what do you want from me? And everybody makes money by taking, and that's not true. You build an exceptional career by making money by giving and not by taking. So we want the platform. If you see another differentiator, other people that have platforms, there's very few at this level, but if they have, platforms, they promote the platform. We don't want to do that. We want to promote you. See, you are the asset. Then where they gain more traction with you is back over to the platform versus platform. By the way, who's in the platform? How about give, talent, and then, wow, I'm getting so much. Let me go see where the origin of this is coming from. So psychologically, we wanted to produce revenue by giving. We have revenue splits with the instructors. It's not really an affiliate program. It's just doing the right thing for the right people. You put a lot of time into your course, and I think it's only fair that you gain something from that while simultaneously the listeners gain the knowledge that you're imparting upon.
Well, and I appreciate that, and again, I think it's a very healthy relationship, foundationally set up the right way. Like you say, I totally, being here in Dallas, I come out of the Ziegler camp. You can have everything in life you want when you help enough other people get what they want. So I'm a big fan of what's going on here, and really look forward to, again, being able to work with the audience to understand what kind of premium offers they might like.
Mm-hmm.
It's not always about the creator, right? It's about the audience and what do they actually need these days.
Yeah,
There's a lot of flexibility that way.
it is. I know somebody, again, an individual, I can't remember, it's 20 something years ago, but I was real animate about something I was doing. It was a seminar, and I was real animate. He said, Jim, can I suggest something? I said, sure. He goes, your opinion only matters if you intend on being your only customer.
Great piece.
What? You say my opinion doesn't matter? And he said, your opinion matters only if you intend on being your only customer. And so what you just said is, is brilliant, because the market dictates the demand, not me. The market dictates whether you like it or not. So we have internal algorithms set up in the platform to where we can track where everybody goes in areas of interest. So say that they're really interested in what you do, but they're not interested in women's trauma expertise. So what they'll be able to do is click a button, and they'll get an SMS notification and email every time Scott goes live. So they're not bombarded with 40 or 50, 60 people. They'll get a notice just for you, because that's the content that interests them. And then your benefit is twofold. Number one, they'll come back to the platform to access more of your programs and seminars and events. Number two, the market impressions are incalculable. Thousands of people will know who you are that may have not known who you were before. And that's just, market impressions and branding. So any way we move, I always look for the deficits and I want to strengthen them. And I always like to do it. I know you're the same way. I just like to do something to where they can't find some agenda that is self-serving. Everybody deserves to, it's not a nonprofit. So, everybody deserves to, make money. And people always think everybody's a salesperson. Well, maybe. I bought this cup of coffee this morning from this nice young 23-year-old lady down here. And she didn't close me with Tommy Hopkins techniques. It was a voluntary exchange of money for that item. So that's what we want to set the platform up, is that people see enough value to where, why wouldn't I spend $16 a month so that I can have access to Scott's other programs and even just get one nugget?
Yeah, absolutely. Again, it always comes down to exchange of value. And one of the things I train is, if you're hung up on the money side of it, is look at the exchange of value for notes of appreciation.
Mm-hmm.
Happen to be in the shape of dollar bills. So, it's okay to exchange value and have a desire to exchange value. I love coaching and training and sharing things that I've learned. I've written checks to 19 mentors across my career.
Mm-hmm.
My statement to each and every one of them was the exact same. Give me everything you got and I won't keep it. I'll share it with my students, with my clients, folks that I work with. And that's what I like about this setup, because it really is designed to give the best to the consumer, to those that will become members for a nominal number of $15.99 a month. It's a great number.
Yeah, thank you. And there's the baby's going to be born here tomorrow, and so it hasn't grown up yet. And so I always tell people it's not fair to compare a baby to a teenager or a toddler even. As we grow up, we're going to be proactive. So something you're going to be doing with us, I hope, is as it matures, we'll pull the trigger on some live events in San Diego or Dallas, and not only bring the instructors together, but the audiences together, and have that other form of getting the information out, which is my wheelhouse and your wheelhouse, is the live events. And so there's a lot of things we can do. I'm big on community. If somebody subscribes to Mind Motion, they're our family. And I don't mean that just as a superfluous comment. They really are. They really are part of something greater than a transaction. And I know some of the instructors, they'll, and I know you're probably this way too. Sometimes I'll pick the phone up and it's somebody, and it's not a 900 number I run off of, and it's not what your Visa card number. I'm happy to share 10, 15 minutes with somebody, that maybe they don't have the money. So that's why we priced it down at a very, very low, low price point. I just, watching your program and some of the other programs, I'm a lifelong student, right? Like you are. Oh my God, I'm watching some of this, and I have these aha moments watching the instructors that are in my platform, going, wow, I never thought of that perspective before. So it's a learning platform for me as well.
Yeah, well, that's again another thing I train on all the time is CANI. Constant, never-ending personal improvement, constantly working to learn, and it's one of the reasons I love doing the TV show. I'm always interviewing people and hearing new and exciting things. So totally agree with you. The one thing, no matter where you are, coming through this pandemic, whether you've come through absolutely thriving or maybe you're just simply surviving, here's a new opportunity to uh, get those little pieces of wisdom. And, like you say, $15.99 for one nugget. If it is the thing that makes the difference, it only takes one thing to make the difference. So uh, what's the, we've got 40 instructors today. Is there going to be, kind of a controlled expansion, or again, are we just at the baby stage? We're not ready to reveal some of that stuff.
No, I'm happy to tell you. It'll be controlled expansion, under my direction. I'm not looking for, 1,000 instructors, but I do want to scale the talent pool high enough to where the dynamic aspect of the platform, if there's a subscriber, they can go in, every month, and there's some new material. There's new people in categorically separated. So say it's relationship coaches, relationship, love and relationships. They can tag that and go into that sector, and they'll be, for their $15.99 a month, there'll be new courses they can listen to. Then they'll pivot to the existing instructors' premium sections. And look, Scott Schilling's doing a retreat in Dallas, so it creates that dynamic. And once again, one of the things we're doing that the other platforms or other people don't do as much is Mike will be reaching out to you. He's a great guy. He'll be reaching out to you and scheduling a live event, and we will pump that live event on our dime, obviously, through every social media conduit worldwide. And that's what creates it's not a library with books on the shelf. It's a library with books on the shelf with the instructors speaking across the world as well.
It's interesting you say that, because I did a call for a group on Sunday, and many in the group had read my latest book. And at one point, they were asking me questions out of the book, and I gave answers specific to the things that they were referring to. And the comment was, reading it is one thing, but to hear the emotion and the presence and everything that's behind that story gives me a totally different appreciation and understanding.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I just lived that comment. It's interesting that you said that, because I think that that's really true. I think we've got such a great opportunity here to serve so many people, and it not just be this static, okay, plug yourself in here, download it for yourself. I love the fact that there can be interchange and interaction, and them being able to, get to that next level of learning. It's time for that.
Yeah, it certainly is. And so people always ask me, I've been in this industry 30 years. And so people always say, why are you doing this? And well, part of the reason is I don't have a family. I just don't, for various reasons. And so part of it is kind of a legacy move to let a lot of people, I mean, you're a pretty big name, but a lot of people, I'm vetting them out based on whether or not they have talent, knowledge, wisdom, and it doesn't necessarily have to tie to 20 years in the industry. But before they come in the platform, I want to make sure that that's their primary trajectory in life, is their business, their career. They're not doing 85 different things. And so when they come into there, it's a way for them to hook their wagon to bigger names like you or me or, Sherry Tree or Jim Britt or, whoever, it's by doing that, for the instructors I'm speaking about, for the instructors, it helps move them to the front of the line.
Yeah.
For them to create a collective tribe with, these level of names, if you will, might be never, but instructor to instructor, they can call each other, collaborate, do all kinds of stuff that will kind of push the accelerator down on their career outside of just the platform as well.
I think that's again, I've been very blessed, 19 different mentors who did give me everything they had. And I'm honored by their trust and in sharing that. But I have worked diligently to pass it along, and obviously credit them for where I've learned it. And it's, there's one way of learning that has always worked, is that mentorship apprenticeship, right?
Yeah.
Is really getting behind somebody and getting some good quality information. So again, I love the way Mind Motion Academy is set up. I love the expansion ideas. I love being able to go live. You know,
people are going to be all over your lives. I mean, you're a great speaker, and your wisdom will, people need to hear your wisdom. And I was out last night. I live downtown San Diego, so I'm looking at the skyscraper. I live like right there, and so I walked down there last night, and I was at this little restaurant. I was sitting in the bar area, and this young couple, 23, 24, they were talking about how they're servers or bartenders at some other restaurant, and they're sitting there. And he mentioned the word entrepreneur, and I said, I go, excuse me. I go, what? I go, smart man to know what that word is. And he goes, so we chatted for a couple seconds. And so I told him what I did, and he's looking to start something. And I said, look, he goes, Jim, and he asked me, he goes, Jim, if you could give one piece of advice, but you're only allowed to give one to an aspiring young entrepreneur that's not started the journey yet, what would it be? I go, well, I'll give you a lot of advice, but you just limited me to one thing. I go, how much money, without going crazy, because they were talking about making money. So that was, their interest. You go, how much money would you want to make without, don't tell me 50 million a month. How much money would you want to make? Ideally, that would be realistically achievable, but also excite you as well. He said, $10,000 a month. Now, I don't know why, Scott, everybody always says that number, but
no, that's a standard number
too. I mean, so I said, I go, okay, $10,000 a month, $120,000 a year. Are you right? Okay, good. Okay, here's my word of advice. Do you have a phone? And he picked up his phone. All right. I got a couple minutes here. I'm having something to eat. I need you to dial 3 people in your phone that make 10 grand a month. Go ahead. Nobody. That's my first piece of advice. You can hang around anybody. I'm not saying dump your friends. I'm saying you need to add some friends that aren't going to laugh at your crazy ideas, that aren't going to tell you, oh, you're nuts. Oh, when you win the lottery, you're just a bartender. You need to distance yourself from that kind of input. You can go out and have a beer with them, go to the nightclub or whatever you're going to go do. But there's nobody in your phone that parallels the income that you want to make. And, I know in your phone and my phone, we got some horsepower in that phone. And so it is proximity is power.
Yeah, no, I love that. The old statement, you are the aggregate sum of your 5 closest friends, right? If you want to make that money, define them. And I know, quite frankly, when I chose to go out speaking professionally full time, I modified who I surrounded myself. I was very fortunate with the Jack Canfields and the Mark Victor Hansons and the Harbeckers and the people who were doing the live events and those events and what you find out in the green room is they put their pants on just like you do. They do all the different stuff. They're great people, but at some point, every one of them had a mentor or mentors that took them to that next level, right? That leveled them up in income, that leveled them up in knowledge, whatever those things might be. So I think that's great wisdom to be able to share with those guys. I'd love the technique of actually just going, call 3 people in your phone that have that dollars. Like, that had to be a shock.
You're just going, well, I go, well, that's my first thing you need to do. I want to be a professional gymnast. Great. I want to go to the Olympics. Great. Can you dial 3 gymnasts up on your phone? Well, I don't know any other gymnasts. Well, that's the first problem. Who do boxers hang around? Boxers,
Yeah, exactly. No, it's true. It's funny. Somebody said, so how many contacts do you have in your phone? I said, do you really want to know? And they said, yeah. I said 4,834.
Wow.
And they go, how do you know that? I said, don't you understand that's your life? Those relationships, it's for me, especially, it's all about relationships. People do business with those they know, like, and trust. If they don't know you, they don't like you. If they don't like you, they don't trust you. If they got to do business with you, they've got to trust you, which means the first thing that has to happen is they have to know you, right? And you have to know them. You have to develop relationship over time. That's the only way it happens. And so I said, if you don't understand, the old statement of, people used to say, well, you've got 250 people in the Rolodex of your head.
Mm-hmm.
that was a long time ago. We now have these electronic things that we carry around, right? That have all this capability. The next question is, how many of them do you truly have relationship with, and what's the standing of that relationship?
Correct. Yeah. Wow.
Which is one of the things I like to do is play contact list roulette. One time a week, I simply just go down my contact list, call somebody and say, hey, this is Scott Schilling, the president of your fan club. I just want to let you know that you are absolutely awesome. You rock. Look forward to the next time we talk. And I hang up. I do it purposely.
Yeah, that's smart, man.
Well, and again, I think that's the feel of what's going on here with Mind Motion Academy. Very seriously, I love the difference in the concept that you've put together from the beginning. Again, the team is absolutely amazing at putting the information together. Very responsive to us, the instructors. If the team is responsive to us, that allows us to be responsive to the members. I think it's just going to be an absolute thing. And the baby gets birth when?
Tomorrow night at 5 p.m. PST. Everybody tune in, and there's a seat at the table for everybody. It's free. Just go to mindmotionacademy.com. The homepage currently is the landing page. You can look around as well, but just grab your virtual seat. When you do that, our system will send you a copy of my book just as a thank you to everybody. We feel that all efforts should, be rewarded and appreciated. So then have a seat at the table and just carve out some time, to hear everybody, and kind of just, because if somebody doesn't carve out time for a relationship, they'll never have one. And all your relationships aren't necessarily interpersonal or intimate. They can be relationships with something that is accessible 24/7 around your schedule, to where you maybe just need, we get it, everybody's all motivated and inspired, but you just might have a down day. And maybe it's the platform that's going to bring you up. Maybe you just need to listen to a 1-hour course from somebody to reset up here, rather than, sit there in the cognitive quicksand, and just get pulled down deeper. So that's really what I want is that ability to where, God, I need to listen to somebody. I'm already subscribed to this platform. Let me go pick out a training, and maybe it's how to overcome anxiety, and let me have access to that. And so I'm super excited about it. And I compare it to, I guess it's living downtown again, but I compare it to when they open a nightclub downtown here. There's a line like 5 blocks long, and everybody's ready to go in. And then after you launch or open the grand opening of the nightclub, then you have to build the nightclub. You're not retired after the grand opening. So this is the grand opening, and then we've got a lot of stuff in the hopper, like we would mention, to keep going. But I would like everybody that's watching this to come hear more about Scott and myself and the other instructors on there, and you can tune in tomorrow night. I would say it's a low risk, if you would, to use the word risk, and give us 10% of your trust and let myself and my team earn the other 90. Put it on us. Let us earn the other 90. You'll see that we're doing the right thing for you guys for the right reason, and we hope you see that as well.
Awesome. Jim, thanks for being here. mindmotionacademy.com, 5 p.m. PST, June 1st, 2022. Let's make this thing rock.
Thanks, Scott. Bye from San Diego. I'll see you soon.
See you all. Thanks for joining us on Champions of Inspiration. God bless.